Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. We're located in Frederick, Colorado. That's about a half an hour north of Denver, just off I-25. Again, I want to send out an invitation to all you guys that might be traveling to the National Western Stock Show in Denver. Feel free to stop by and have a cup of coffee with us. We'd love to see you. So the truck that we're sitting in today is very unique. I mean, there isn't another one like it in the country. This is a 2018 Freightliner M2 106. The conversion is Summit Hauler, and this truck is four-wheel drive. It has just a touch over 22,000 miles. So as you can tell, we're going to start on the inside today, and if we could, let's just take a shot directly in front. Okay, so look how high we are off the ground. I mean, if you can see clear down to the ground and up, we're a ways up, and that's good from a safety standpoint. I mean, in this particular truck, we can really see what's coming at us in front as well as clear on the sides. I mean, there's 2,500 square inches of glass right in front of me. So that makes visibility really outstanding. Another safety advantage to this particular truck is if you look at the mirrors on the side as well. So you can see the bottom one is basically hits your blind spot. So you can see what's going on both sides. So we got the front and we got both sides covered, okay? In addition to that, right here is the backup camera. And most of my customers just leave that on all the time. So once we have that on and we can see directly behind us, that gives us a 360-degree view of what's going on when we're in our travels. So that's a huge safety advantage. A couple of things to notice on this truck. This is a PDI scanner that the gentleman had installed, and what that does is monitors what's going on underneath the hood. A couple of other things in here. Right here is where we turn on the four-wheel drive. This gentleman did a lot of extras after the purchase of the truck. This truck was sold two-wheel drive, just kind of our basic Summit Hauler. He took it to Tulsa Truck. That's what they do, is convert these trucks into four-wheel drive. Very professionally done. Another thing that was done aftermarket is we could see on this side, there's a TV screen on the passenger seat. Those don't come with that. These don't come with those. So that's an additional add-on put on there. Now, as we pan over to the left, we can see a CB radio right here. Now, as we come on down, this is an aftermarket stereo system. This is Alpine. So as you know, that's a brand that really speaks for themselves. Been around years of producing high quality products. Now, as we look at the dash, cruise control is located right here. Here is for the windows. It comes with intermittent lights right here. Now, this is an automatic transmission, and I realize this truck is huge. It can be somewhat intimidating to drive, but really doesn't need to be. Just reverse, neutral, and drive. So hit drive and we're on our way. Right now, we're in neutral with the brake on. As we pan on over, mirror heaters located right here. This is the regen button. So chances are you're never going to have to worry about that because it will automatically do that. That's more for trucks that are driving in big cities all the time and really can't get out and move. But this truck, if you're doing coast to coast, border to border trips, things like that, we really don't have to worry about it. This button locks the differential. This is the rear dump button, so lets air out of the back. An example of when you would use that, when you go to hook up your trailer, you can let all the air out back underneath the hitch and put it back, and that'll hook up your trailer for you. Really makes things nice. This is the engine brake located here. So there's two options, high and low. So once we have that on high, and let's use an example, as you can tell, we're right next to the Rocky Mountains. If you're coming down a steep decline and we set that to high, we actually have 300 horses coming back at us. So there, another safety advantage to this particular truck. If you have a trailer that has air, if it's an air trailer, we're already set up and ready to go. We'll give you the glad hands, and you can install those anywhere you like. We come on down, climate control located right here. Right here is an inverter that was installed, and this is the trailer brake located right here. Now the seats are heated and vented, and you can do that on the side of the armrest located here. Heat and vented. In addition to that, we can adjust the lumbar system located right here, and that lets air in and out of the back of the seats as well. As you can tell, there is a large amount of room in here, so it's really going to make those long trips really feel like nothing. So let's go on ahead and jump outside and take a look. So as we pan on out and kind of take a side view of the truck, you can just see how large and how big this particular truck is. For example, I have to reach up this high simply to open the door. A couple of other things we can see when we're backed off the truck. It does come with two 50-gallon fuel tanks, one here, one on the opposite side. Now as the truck is sitting there in rest like it is now, that fuel's gonna balance itself out. But when you go to fill up your truck, you're gonna wanna do that independently. Now as we focus on the bed of the truck, we can see it comes with 3 different storage compartments. As we take a look at the front one, you'll see that's already lined as well. And there is no divider between these two, so that lets you carry larger items. A couple of things make the Summit Hauler conversion unique compared to others. One of those is that it's lined all the way back on top. And this is a rather large investment, so that's going to help protect it. Another advantage to this truck on this all Summit Haulers, this is made of aluminum. That's not steel. So you can see this truck is almost 3 years old, and if you look, that looks brand new. A couple other things that the gentleman did previous to us getting the truck, if we can pan up, and we're going to work top to bottom, front to back, we can see a couple of speakers that he installed on the outside. And I asked him what the purpose of those was, and he said, well, Larry, we go camping a lot. So if we hook up the speakers to the truck on the outside, we can enjoy music while we're camping. So that's why those are there. In the middle of those is one of the backup cameras, right there. Now as we focus on the bed, we can see it comes with a gooseneck hitch, plus 4 tie downs. The backup camera uses the Voyager system, and you can hook up to 2 more cameras to that system and plug them in right here. This is where you would hook up the lights for the gooseneck, or if you have it switched to a 5th wheel, right there is where the lights hook up. Light bar located right across here. In addition to the 4 red lights, 2 white ones located there. As we come on around, right there is the smaller compartment holder, a good place to store flares such as this. There is a step on each side to assist you in getting in. In addition to the four-wheel drive, this truck also comes with auto chains located right underneath. Now those don't wrap around the tire. The way the auto chains work, that elbow comes out and it'll actually wrap the chains on the ground. So you'll drive over them to get out of the situation you're in. And if we find ourselves in a situation where we need the auto chains, 10 to 15 miles an hour is going to be about it. In this compartment, you'll find an air hookup in case we ever need to hook up an air hose. Now back to the cab. The batteries for this truck are located underneath here, but if we have to jump start it, we're not going to have to worry about taking all that apart. I'll show you where we can do that in a little bit. Now this back seat does make down into a bed. And that'll go all the way down. And then all the way back up again. And as you can see, it comes with a DVD player. This truck is metallic black, so there are some gold specks through it. Right here is the DEF tank that holds 6 gallons. Data is showing between 300 and 325 miles per 1 gallon of DEF. This is a trickle charger underneath there. So in our travels, if we want to run the DVD player, the radio, things like that at night, you can plug that into a 110 outlet and that will assist the batteries. Block heater located right there. We're getting to that time of year where it's not a bad idea to plug these trucks in at night, so that's located right there. A closer look at the driver's seat. Right here is where we can make an adjustment. In addition, we talked about the auto chains. Underneath this protector is a switch for that. So that's protected so we don't accidentally turn those on. This pedal right here adjusts the steering wheel. And when you go to start the truck, turn your key about halfway. And be patient and let those gauges go all the way over and all the way back. At this time of year, it's really not a bad idea to do that twice. And simply start the truck. The truck comes with a kill switch located right here. As much voltage is going through the truck, it's generally a good practice to get into to go on ahead and shut that kill switch off when you're done driving for the day. Now let's take a look under the hood. That is the Cummins 8.9 liter engine. It offers 350 horsepower and 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. And it is coupled with the Allison 3200 TRV transmission. So I mentioned that we don't have to tear all that apart back there to jumpstart the vehicle if it's ever dead. So we would do that. Right there is the positive for that. So that'll really make life easy, not having to tear into all that back there to jumpstart the vehicle. Another thing, we can see the air suspension located up here in the front. One thing that Freightliner does that I kind of like, if we notice in the engine, things are kind of color coordinated. So where we see red, that's stuff we're going to let the Freightliner dealership mechanics take a look at. However, when we see yellow, that's stuff you and I can check. For example, right there is where we would check the oil in a pre-trip inspection. A couple of other things to notice. This is our air-water separator right there. We could put more power steering fluid in right there. And to put the hood and the grill guard back together is simple. Pull this down. There's a strap here and one exactly like it on the other side. And same thing with the grill guard. Now let's look directly in front. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. The gentleman had a winch installed right here. That's an aftermarket upgrade, plus tow hooks. Furthermore, aftermarket fog lights here and here, and on the opposite side as well. But what really sticks out and demands your attention is this grill guard. I mean, that thing is stout. So if we are in an accident, nothing's gonna happen basically behind here and underneath that hood. That's gonna protect it. And finally, as we go up, we see a top row of lights right across there. This is stock number 5U211392. If you have any other questions about this truck, please feel free to give me a call. My cell phone number is 970-370-4067. The work extension 303-684-3404. Feel free to email me at larry.vickers@transwest.com. Thanks for tuning in today.